So speaking of the digital journey, which we were alluding to, the impact of digital transformation on the customer experience. So this is this article that I read here on Forbes was really powerful, really impactful. There's so much to break down. I don't think I have enough time to break this down. But essentially, we have to rethink the concept of journey. Think about this. The word journey implies that we're reaching some destination. So
Yes.
when we think about a customer journey, yeah, we are reaching a destination. They're going to buy.
Yeah.
But then after they buy, we want them to buy again and again and again. So the journey shouldn't end, right?
It's circular.
It's circular. So we have to rethink this. We do this by defining micro journeys, right? There's micro journeys that are happening here. So we have to define the relevant journeys. There's more than one journey. You can't just say there's a journey and that's it. There's a journey, sure, but then there's all these journeys that take place inside of that. So you got to define the relevant journeys, prioritize the key ones, and draw the forecasted outcomes and juxtapose them with the business strategy.
Well, I mean, look, this goes back to, I want to say August of last year when we were doing our cinematic keynote and we were kind of breaking that down. And one of the things that we had in there around RX framework, Recovery X framework, was to essentially architect your business around the customer. And that's all this is saying. Like, this is coming right back to that. It's just saying, like, you've got to break it down by the customer, your entire business. Like, yeah, you may need to work on other things, which are like, yeah, we need to have these policies and procedures in place, and this is how administration work, but it should all be a result of how you've architected your business to be around the customer. CX is everything. You know, you're digital or you're not. If your digital experience is going to define your competitive edge, it lies only there and nowhere else.
Yes. Oh, yes, without a doubt. I mean, that's exactly why this was impactful when I brought it up. I mean, it just ties everything together that we've been talking about. And you know, they touch on this too. Like, customer expectations continue to evolve due to digital transformation. Here's some interesting stats. So between the company's called Statista that did this. Between 2020 and 2024, the global investment in digital transformation will almost double. Between that time. And you would think that, you know, with everything that happened, most companies probably should have already figured it out and like digitally transformed, but there's no end. It's just like we're talking about the journey. You got to redefine that. There's no point that you are digitally transformed. It's just you're continuously having to adapt. And what's going to be the differentiator is, you know, digital transformation can only fail without proper strategy and execution, and simply because the team is either resistant to change or they don't understand the purpose of it.
Oh man, it's so true. And like, if you don't subscribe to that change element, I mean, you could buy lunch. Hey, Kyle, we got our CX done. Go to lunch, come back. You need to redo it.
Yeah, I still feel like I missed a bunch there. There's still so much there.
There's so much.
Now, that's not to say you're going to wake up one day and say, we've arrived, we've adapted. It's a constant struggle and a constant battle to continuously adapt.
We've adapted. We're there.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Well, there's a great saying that kind of builds on what you just mentioned, which is like, how do you open up a small business? You open up a big one.